Okay, fun. Okay. So maybe. What are we doing? So really good spacing my Neff now. Okay. What do we do against Jury, huh? Yeah. I'm just watching the run. This is the run from TNS. So I watched these, like, you know, on the stream. I watched the VOD, but I didn't, thought I was like, you know what, this might be fun to look at. Yeah, I probably would have matched medium punch there. Just pushes it once to check. So I was curious if he was doing, he's really just committing to this. This was just before top 8, I think. This was the, so I don't know, I don't know when this was. This was, I think I saw this like last Friday or something. But I think I ended up making top 6. We're going to look at here. Let's just go back to this for a second. Just to talk a little bit now that some people are here. So we had sets against Neff, Paladin, and then Chris CCH. So this was in winners. Ended up actually beating Nephew in winners. Which, this is a tough matchup. So towards medium punch, that is a button I do not use enough. I know that for sure. Okay. Don't let Jerry keep pressuring. So this is something you're going to see a lot with Lazy Boredom is after that blocked heavy punch, a lot of times we're doing OD scoot 'em, and just the reads was kind of insane. It's like that -2 DP situation. Okay, attacking early. Never just try to parry here. Oh, okay, that just, he kind of got shimmied on -3. That's kind of nuts. What do we do on the back throw? Drive rush into overhead? What did Neff do? Try to jump out? Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to jump out there, I guess. Maybe anticipating him doing it empty, I guess. I don't know why you would jump there. Was using this a ton on defense. And it's kind of funny because I'm always telling people, hey, stop using OD a ton, but did a pretty good job with the conditioning. Just kind of, you know, did regular throw here, which is nice. Overhead again, and reset command grab. So my main thing is there were a couple spots where I was like, I wasn't sure about combo choices. I was like, could you have killed there? But mainly I just want to see if there's stuff that I'm not doing. I mean, obviously there's stuff I'm not doing. I also had an idea. Just because the success rate on this was so high that I was like, well, maybe we're actually doing that like OD Scootum delayed, like, you know, kind of like a fuzzy, but doesn't look like it. It looks like just we're making some really good guesses early. Tried to push crouch medium kick. Thought walk back was coming, I guess. That's something I think was utilized pretty effectively too, is this jump medium kick. Has a really good forward hitbox. I think the only thing you can combo into here, let me look at this. Switch to player control. I think the only thing we're going to be able to use here is sweep, right? Whoops. Fierce? I guess that probably would have worked. Whoops. I guess. Yeah, crouch medium punch doesn't reach. I mean, how plus are we? Not that plus. So that maybe? Or stand fierce, depending on the knockdown we like. Or just sweep. That's probably the easiest. But this is a kind of a, I think this is probably the, you could maybe confirm standing, and you could, like, if you wanted to spend it, you could do that. I don't think that would be the right decision, but you could. Like, if that, you know, just in the case that that would happen in a situation where it would be a good idea to do that. Here, that obviously wasn't the case. But she does definitely struggle a little bit to convert there. Ends up losing because of it. I think in this game, maybe, there was a spot where I was like, I thought maybe it was a combo that would kill. Maybe it wasn't this one. Privilege right there. He's able to do crouch jab and then still pick up a combo. Because this was like, oh, I'm just drive rush canceling this into, you know. Like, if Marisa would have just blocked the heavy punch, this would be +3 in Gist throw. But it's like, oh, I get to react and juggle something. Fantastic. Yikes. What was he looking for here? Just thought he'd walk up, I guess. And then Neff just reacts to it and backdashes. Odie again. And that's why I tell people not to do this. Because the drive gauge situation goes from being pretty even to, oh shoot, pretty dang fast. You know, and then feng shui. And we're burnt out. And yeah. Was that supposed? Yeah, that was level 1, okay. And yeah, game 1's kind of a wash. But tough matchup. Neff's really good. So, you know, is what it is. See, this is from the 13th, so it's like a week old, I guess, huh? And it starts out and you're like, oh, this is just going to be kind of, so, you know, Marisa Jury. That's the way it goes. That's my thing right there. I do not use that enough. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Gosh. Look at this. I mean, this is absurd. I mean, I get it. Like, Gladius is really good. It should be hard to win. It should be, you know, with punishable, but... Good. What do we do with Hiroki here? Medium kick? I definitely noticed, but I do not do that a ton. Like, I'll parry on wake up, but I, like, almost never just, like, tap parry. It's, so, like... I don't know why. I just don't. Crappy backdash, unless this was like a meaty setup to be +5. Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. So I was talking about crappy backdash here, but apparently this leaves Jury +5. So even if you have a good backdash here, you couldn't punish. But Marisa has a bad backdash, so. How do you drop that? Okay, that's fine. Like, I remember when I was watching the VOD, I was like, I'm like, nerves? Because there was just kind of like some stuff where it was like, stuff like that, right? Okay, and that. Could we have killed there? I don't think so, right? Because, like... Eh? Yeah, I didn't think so. This is, like, kind of almost obnoxiously difficult to, confirm here, right? Like... I almost wonder if you're just better off, like... Because this isn't enough damage. It's close, but not quite. 43-35. I'm just wondering if you can do something like that, or you can like juggle into it or something. I thought about this too. Something like that. Try to go for a cheeky reset. I think it's kind of risky though, because you pretty much die if it gets jumped. So I'm not saying this is the correct thing to do, but I think it's definitely something you could. I don't think there's a combo to kill here. Although I do think that you can go like, what is it? What are we saying? Should be able to juggle that into level 2 off your drive. Yeah, that's what I was trying, but I freaking missed it. I don't think it'll kill though. I did have a thought though that like maybe actually you get more if you spend OD here. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. I thought about this, which is more damage, but still doesn't kill. I had something else in my head that I completely forgot about. It was something with this. Oh. You can, whoops. This is just kind of a funny thing you can do. I think you can juggle this, where like... Oh my goodness. Why am I dropping this? Whoops, now I'm doing kick. But you can like juggle the second part of the level 2. This is not going to be damage optimal, but you can like cancel this. I don't know. In like the right spot in the corner, you can like cancel the, you can like juggle the wall bounce. I don't think there's a combo to kill there. I don't think there is. Yeah, that was a Terry update. They added this. I thought there was back every bunch. Cancel drive by charge back every bunch level 2. So you're saying like don't juggle? You're saying, is that what you're saying? You're saying don't juggle, you're saying do this? Or something like that? I'm not sure what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think there was a route to kill here, so I think it was, I mean obviously you would like to not get the, you'd like to not drop the combo here. But oh yeah, we could try that. That's a good call. I'm forgetting about the loop. So Switch to player control. I'm still not sure that this is going to kill. Oh my, you gotta be kidding me. What is that HP? What? Heavy Dema, drive rush, and drive rush back heavy punch. Yeah, I tried that. I feel like I tried that. No. I don't think that's going to do more damage than this, so anyway. But I'll check it. But I'm pretty sure I... Because you're saying medium kick, back heavy punch, drive rush, and then this. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Every time I think my execution's good, I get reminded that it's not. Oh my goodness. What is my issue? Oh my goodness. Okay, how much damage is that doing before? Rather than... Okay, so that's 3466. Yeah, so that's going to add 1200. So 4866. Ooh, that actually probably will kill, yeah. Except I'm terrible. What? Okay, seriously? It's because I'm holding back the whole time. That's why. I didn't get the full charge. I didn't hold down heavy punch. Yeah, I think this is tough. Oh my goodness. This is going to kill, and I want to get it. I'll give it like another minute, maybe. Okay, and that's not the full charge. Oh my goodness. I'm gaining viewers and everybody's just seeing me drop a combo over and over again. What is going on? There we go. That actually does less. Oh, 4666. I can't add. Yeah, that does less damage. So this is the best route we could have done. And it looks like just dead. So, you know, maybe that probably would have been the best thing, I guess. Just try to set up gifts for game. Harder combo for less damage, yeah. Which, like, in my head, I was like, there's no way that does more, right? Because, like... How much health is left here, though? 40, okay, because that does 4803. I mean, look at that. Okay, let's watch this round. I just want to watch this round and see how much health she actually has left. Okay. $360. $360, 17, 1830. Uh, 1830 plus 360, 2130, 2190 plus 1200, 3390 plus 270 is 33, 3590, 3660. $36.60, $46.60, $51.60. So, and then from here, so 5160 plus 4803 is 9,963. So she has what, 37 health left after we did that combo? After our big old combo here, she has 37 health. 37 health away from killing. That's fantastic. In case you were wondering. Our combo that failed to kill left her with 37 health. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of y'all have like been watching a ton of like the like Brian F's podcast or whatever, but that's what Idom's talking about when he's talking about like Daigo's a scrub. Like he's just talking about like when you play like that, like sometimes you just have to play like these, you know, really scrubby, low MR, low rated players, and you just gotta not have respect. Ooh, okay, it's been teching a lot, so that's not really a surprise, I guess. I don't think spending level 3 here was the correct thing to do. But I was actually just curious. I think this drops anyway, right? Yeah, okay. I thought so. You would have had to be doing quad, and why would you be doing that? Because it was going to be blocked. But I just wanted to check, because I thought level 3 would drop here anyway, which you want to buff. I mean, honestly, that would be okay. Yeah, I think that is definitely an issue. I also think it's just the idea that, like, this character kind of just gets randomed out, like, all the time. And just stuff that, I mean, her guesses are really risky in and of themselves. You know, it's like, okay, I went for a command grab. Like, if you go for command grab and they jump, you just die. I mean, I had that the other day where somebody had like 60% health left, and I was like, oh, I'm going to command grab here, because I'm like, they should just hold down back, because I've got level 3. So, like, I can command grab it. Like, if I block a DP here, or I go for meaty when they jump, they're going to die, and they jumped anyway. You know, just because, hey, they weren't really thinking about the risk reward there. Okay, this. We just need to keep a tally on how many times Lazy Boredom guesses right here, because it's just kind of insane. The amount of times OD scoot him into, or excuse me, stand heavy punch into OD scoot him works. And then getting conversions off the follow-up too is kind of ridiculous. Yup. Well, I mean, there's people that will do that, where they will just do like jab, 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 and then they'll be like, oh, you're going to press medium punch target combo here. So they'll hold up at -2. You know, they're -2, and they'll just like hold up back, and then I mash medium punch too hard, and they're +15 in my face or whatever. Okay, that's a good DP. It's kind of a scary DP though. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing. And this is back to kind of my thoughts about like Abigail, is back in Street Fighter V, every time a new character would release, I'd be like, this character does more damage than Abigail. I'd be like, they, you know, jump in combos, conversions off their mediums, whatever, they get more damage than Abigail. And I was like, but you know what? You know what he does have, though, is his mix-up is worth more damage, because his command grab, his OD command, or EX command grab did so much damage that no matter what you did, you get strong, you were taking, you know, 250, 300 damage. And so I was like, okay, that works. With Marisa, this is maybe going to sound stupid, but honestly, if Enfold did like 3K instead of 2,500, and it did like, you know, and if it did like 3,400 on punish counter against a parry, I think this character would already just be a lot better, because people would jump more and you would media them more, you know, and they would try to avoid things more often. But as it is, holding down back is really kind of safe against her. And in Season 1, it wasn't as bad because she had sort of like real-ish Oki on command grab. So like either up the damage or give me Oki on it. Because right now, what's the point, right? Like for Lily, it's like, okay, it sends her to full screen. Who cares? But she gets a win, she gets a win stock, right? So it sort of fits her win condition. When Marisa command grabs you, it's just like Alex in Street Fighter V. She command grabs you, it's over. whoop-de-doo, because the command grab barely did anything, right? So you just hold down back, take the command grab, and who cares? You know? I think this is a pretty safe DP here, to be honest with you, because you're probably not going to bait DP. And even if you do, well, no, I'm saying this because I'm like, well, you kind of preserve the level 3. But I say that. Oh my goodness. But you don't need to spend level 3 here at all. You don't need to spend anything. I was like, oh, because, you know, Marisa's not going to spend meter, but no. Jury's got no health left. That's still a scary DP, though. Okay. Charge it. Ooh! Okay, so this is the thing, right? Like, Nephew's one of the best players in the world, right? And he still fell for the spacing trap. Right? Like, he still falls for the spacing trap here. I mean, that's complete death. You could also do it with this if you know, feel like that's too close or whatever. But, like, that's such a good sequence because you have to push there occasionally, right? Like what are you going to do? Also mean by it. Yeah, something that, like, just knocks you down. I think that'd be really good. Also, I'm not really sure the reasoning anymore behind light punch target combo not comboing on regular hit. I don't think it gives her anything that any other character doesn't have. And I don't think she has, like, all this pressure to make up for it anyway. You know what I mean? But he, you know, has the right idea here. Goes for the heavy kick, but you always have to be mashing the heavy kick or just go for the fierce. And there we go. That's the #1 combo we do here. Although, to be honest, if I land a jump in here, like, I'm going into OD quad here, like 110%. Like, that would be my route, which does less damage, I'm sure, than the route that we ended up going for. I was 41-28 there, I think. Okay, actually, my route, I also was unsure about that. That was something else I was uncertain of. I have to go back the round now because I finished it. But I saw that live and I was like, did you really need to spend level 1? And I really didn't think so. Yeah, heavy Gladius kills. Okay, so, like, I look at that and I'm like, okay, you kind of spent the meter and I'm not sure why we spent the meter. I guess just to be sure, but that just felt a little weird because you just do back heavy punch into heavy Glad and she dies, so. And what did we try to anti-air with here? Did we try light Dima? We tried jump back jab, okay. Parried. Safe jump. Boom. Gets they confirm. Mashing. Mashing. That's interesting, though, because, like, it's so hard not to go for the frame trap there, I think. You know, as Marisa, to, like, not be like, okay, I'm going to chunk out your drive gauge. Like, you might be expecting perfect parry. I don't think you're really ever expecting. Okay, this was something I was... Like this. Surely level 3 kills here, right? First off. Okay. I mean, level 3 definitely kills here, right? Like, I'm not stupid. Like, that's super dead. Doesn't even hit the wall. Right? So that's where I thought, like, maybe this was just nerves, too. Because I was like, I don't think it really matters. Like, I think you could do, like, OD quad here and look cool. But I don't think it gets you anything. I'm just curious. If I go, like... I mean, and honestly, I think you could just do this, right? Like, this would kill. Because the scaling. I mean, I guess it's after perfect parry, though. But, like, that should still kill. Yellow health? No? Okay, that doesn't. But this definitely was going to. And I didn't even do, like, the optimal thing there, right? Because you could do just Heavy Gladius. Oh, my goodness. Why am I dropping this? Right? You Heavy Gladius, and there's always combos. And we're dead. So, like, I don't know. I just thought that was a little weird. Again, dies before she hits the wall. So, I was a little... Whoops. So, I was a little confused why we did this. And Marisa's a tough character. But goes for the overhead. You know, and I thought, like, now you're just in the spot where you're guessing, and, like, we won. We had won. For sure, we had won. And, I mean, that's not me playing armchair quarterback. That's just me being like, okay, what can we learn from this? And we ended up losing the round and the game because we just didn't road into level 3. And to be honest there, like... Even if it's not going to kill, right? Like, even if it's not going to kill. Let me just make sure that that wasn't, like, an input error. I guess I could check that, too. You know, like, doing a quarter circle and it turns into overhead or something. Let me look at the inputs. I think that was. I'm looking at that now. I think that was supposed to be Gladius, and it just hit punch early. Okay, that makes more sense. You see the inputs there? That looks like maybe that was supposed to be quarter circle, and it just came out as overhead. Yup, because he's buffering level 3. Okay, that makes more sense. He was trying to spend it. He just... That makes me feel better about my execution, okay? It makes me feel better about my execution. I would have been so much... Like, can you imagine losing the set? Now, luckily for us, the hero here ends up winning, but I should look at the inputs first. So that was supposed to be Heavy Gladius into level 3. Just hit punch too early. That's rough. That's nerves, man. Okay, so now this is where things turn around, and we get the reverse 3-0. Was tacking a lot. This is interesting here, to see Neff not DP here. Like, that was an interesting... Medium punch, I like that because it's like, okay, that always will reach. Ooh, doesn't react. That's something I've been really aware of. I've been watching some, you know, like Goldbank's match analysis. And he's just like... He'd be kicking himself for giving Jury this drive gauge back. Or for not grabbing there, because this definitely would have been a punish counter. Now, obviously, you have to be kind of committing to not doing anything. You know? Like, walking back. But definitely couldn't have got out of that. And actually, I wonder if... I think that this would be guaranteed if you could react to it. But I'd have to check that. We'd have to go, like, frame by frame. Because it's on you to, like, recognize when to block. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, during this parry, right, like, all she can do, all Jury can do here is hold down back. Right? That's, like, she can only block. So if you can manage to react and hit DI during the parry recovery, they actually can't DI back. So you might be able to get like a guaranteed DI there, but that's kind of trusting your reactions a lot, and I understand it, but I definitely think we probably could have seen that we could have thrown here. That's really interesting here, because this is not, I mean, it's -6, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff Jury could push here that's going to beat this. Quite a few things Jury could push there that would beat Stand Fierce. Actually techs quite a bit, which is interesting, because I try not to tech like ever. But that could just be knowing Neff loves shimmies. Also got a lot of mileage out of that on this TNS.
That was a beautiful fight.
Yeah, that's true. Light DP gets her out of it, right? Now here we go. We're just throwing over and over again. What got hit here? We tried to wake up with OD Gladius. We tech. And we just... Gosh. Is there anything more irritating than that? Than what just happened? Does that happen to anybody else? Because I feel like that's just a me thing, and I lose my mind when that happens. When I'm going for Gladius and I get frickin' jab because my controller just doesn't register the down forward. That bother anybody else to bits? Because it certainly bothers me. Right? I mean, this was Gladius, and let's just kind of prove a point here. After this tech, this like Gladius would work. Right? Like, this like Gladius would work. If it would give like Gladius, if you would have actually got like Gladius here, it would work. Right? It's like, I'll try to do it at the same timing, which is like, Jury walks up, Gladius, that would work. And you probably would have converted, you know, like you maybe even do level 3 here. Like maybe you even spend it. Probably not, but like that's a huge deal, and it happens just because of input error. You know, which kind of stinks. If you look at the inputs, that was clearly, I think, supposed to be Gladius, and it just comes out as jab instead. That's kind of nuts to do that. That's like putting your life on the line, but whatever, it is what it is. Okay, burned out. What are we going to do? Yeah, that's still super minus. Okay, bait TP. No, overhead. Like, and cannot command grab there. Unfortunate. I think we're just trying to maybe get Jury to spend some meter. Thrown. Chunk the drive gauge away. Anti-air Gladius. That stinks. Okay. That was here. I mean, this was the thing. This was like empty jump, right? To try to bait the anti-air Gladius. Or no, not okay. That wasn't empty jump. Just didn't see it. Okay. Swinging the DI there is not that scary because there's not a ton that Marisa can do. You're looking at this like, how on earth does Nephew not win this round? He gets back thrown to the corner, that would be how. Oh no! Oh, jump back jab. Okay, I was curious about this too. I was curious. If If we could pick up a juggle here. That won't combo though, right? No. But this would kill. I thought when I saw that live, that would have been the sickest conversion ever. But I don't know who's ready for this. Like, I was ready for it while I was watching the VOD, but that's because I was watching the VOD, and I was just going, oh my goodness, we can convert here. Not, you know, actually trying to play. I was wondering, too, if you could, like, get, like, the target combo here or something. No, I didn't think so, because it air resets stuff. But you could definitely just get a quad into level 3 here, and it would have killed. Which, don't you think that would have been, like, the coolest thing ever? I think that would have been, like, the coolest thing ever. Burnt out, okay. Goes for sweep. Gets shredded for it. Okay, this is just bad habit time for me, too, but this really should be Gladius, right? Like, I mean, there was no world where it wasn't going to kill, so it doesn't matter, but, like, if you're really trying to maximize damage, this should be Gladius. Like, every time. But this just goes to show, okay, why does this happen? Because Naf, who is one of the best players in the world, right? Capcom Cup qualified, you know, just throws out a sweep. You know, it's like, well, it's burnout. Maybe he doesn't know the frame data, right? No, we know the frame data. That's still minus, right? So I always think that's kind of cool when it comes down to stuff like that, you know, where you're like, okay, even the best players in the world get antsy sometimes, right? Even the best players in the world get antsy sometimes. Okay. Again, very... Ooh. I was like, oh, again, very patient, and then just throws out Gladius, gets whip punished. You have to, though. Like, you have to. You can't just let her walk into your grill for free. Good response. What do we... Okay. Again, right? We were just talking about this. This is actually a punish. Jury should light DP here. Okay. Switch to player control, player 2 character. I always forget, Jury DP on punch? Yeah. Or not. It's her medium DP? Yeah, medium DP. Right? It's like, this is a punish. So again, it's wild. Like, this should be knowledge check. Like, this should just be like, oh, you're doing this setup. The setup is BS. The setup isn't real. Right? Maybe it's not that one. What is it? But or was this empty jump? Was this... No, this was after overhead. So. But, again, 5-frame anti-air invincible things. Like, because it's only plus 41. It's not plus 42. So it's not like a real safe jump. But Neff tries to parry the safe jump and gets thrown. This is wild to me. Because we got away with this a lot. Goes for it again. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're going to see the rest of this... I think the rest of this run kind of is a lot more disrespectful in terms of just like how we're dealing with our opponents. Parry there. Wakes up with it. I love waking up with it when Scooter won't kill. I think that's such a good option. Now that's like putting life in your hands because punish counter throw there would kill you. But I do like waking up with it when they've got like no health left. That does feel good. You see what I mean? Frame traps. Drops the drive rush combo. Command grab. I mean, just manually times it. No setup. Just walk up, do it. Again, like, who on earth knows this, right? Like, I don't. Like, you think anybody's gonna be like, oh, by the way, did you know? How could Neff not know that that frame trap's there? How could Neff not know that he's not supposed to push a button because what if Lazy Boredom does the thing that's like minus a gajillion on block. You know? And that's minus 12. Like, I mean, right here, I think heavy punch from Jury, right? Yeah. I don't know what that her combo is from here, but, you know, she can do crap like that. It's like, can get a huge punish there, but Neff doesn't know. Get back thrown, who cares? Literally, yup, that's all you have to look for. Both his kills there. He won both those rounds by armoring with OD Scudam. So, like, here's where, you know, again, this is sort of what I think Idom's talking about when he's like talking about sometimes you got to treat people like they're scrubs, you know? Sometimes you just got to treat people like they're scrubs. Like, you just got to throw stuff out and who cares? Goldbanks was talking about that in one of his match reviews too, where he was talking about like sometimes he'll just cancel into Dima on block because it catches people mashing. It's like, that's minus 15. Like, I would never think to do that. And he's like, yeah, I just do it sometimes. You know, it's like, okay. Cool. Boom. Yep. I'm trying to, this is a change I'm trying to make too. Is going for manually timed drive rush back heavy punch here instead of stand heavy punch charged. Just because I feel like a lot of the people, at least certain characters, they've started reacting to the startup of charged fierce. You know, like DJ, Guile, you know, people with charge, like I said, it's easier to just go like hold down back. Oh, they're charging it up, you know. So I've started trying to do this because I think it's a lot harder to react to. Like, you know, one, I think the animation is less obvious, right? And then two, it comes out, you know, 5 frames faster, so. Or 6 frames faster. But that right there, again. And now we're like, oh, we're holding down Mac there. Information. Tries to parry. Doesn't work. I mean, this is pretty much GG's. Once Jury has you, like, what are you going to do? You're going to mash level 1? You're just going to get thrown and die, and then you're just going to lose all your meter. So, once you weren't out there, it's really tough. This is fantastic because you could, but I don't even think there's not much you can do here. Let's go back. Yeah, you can do Scudam, but like against DI. But the issue with it is she doesn't have to DI. And she can do block strings at this point, basically. Right? Because you can't OD Scudam that, or you can't Scudam that because that hits low. So, like, she can just do enough chip so that you wouldn't live the armor. So, like, you're tacking and it's like, okay. But even if you didn't tack there, Jury's like, oh, I'm just going to you know, get a stock. And then she'll go into some block string, do medium into low fireball, do a bunch of chip, and then you're just going to die to chip, pretty much. And, you know, you're just not going to have enough health left to use armor. Which, by the way, I was watching some old Street Fighter V stuff, and I'd totally forgotten that was a change that they made, like, halfway through Season 3, was for the first couple seasons of that game, you could not die if you were armoring things. So they mainly did that to nerf Abigail's, like, wake up, run stuff, but it also ended up, like, really hurting Zangief V skill, right? Because for the first season, you know, for the first 2.5 years of that game or whatever, Zangief could make pretty big comebacks because you'd like throw fireballs, he'd V-skill through them and, you know, absorb them with his armor. And then he just couldn't really do that anymore, you know, so all of a sudden it would kill. Okay, this is what I was going to talk about. So this read here is really cool because of Jury backdashes. Doesn't get caught, actually. Okay. This is just trying to extend it. A lot of times what I'll do here is after I do something like this, I'll do like drive rush. I accidentally put Playback speed, wrong. Whoops. Why do I always forget the stupid playback speed button? Do. Somebody help, I always forget how to change the playback speed. I feel so stupid. Seriously, help. Restore default settings. Nope. Well, you would think it would say on the bottom of the screen, but does it? L2 previous scene, R2 next scene, L1 and left is rewind, you know. It's like you can advance, you know, frames at a time. Surely if I hit every button on the controller, eventually it will undo it. No? Okay. Yeah, for this it absolutely is. R1. R1 goes forward. Right? Okay, I'm just gonna play it frame by frame, I guess. Oh, okay. Okay. It has to be unpaused. You can't. It has to be unpaused. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense, right? Okay. Let's go back to the start of the round. What I was trying to say is a lot of times after I do something like this, plus like this, Superman punch, driver, you know, charge Gladius. Yeah. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Thanks, Capcom. Exactly. Forget buff Marisa. Just friggin' make it, you know, easier to figure out how to change the playback speed. Okay? It only shows up when you're watching. Okay, so a lot of times when I'm doing something plus like this, what I will like to do is I'll do something like drive rush into stand medium punch or drive rush into stand heavy punch. Because what that does is it ends up catching backdash, right? Like if they try to get out of it, you can usually track them down, and it's pretty effective that way. Okay, this is something important. How many of us, myself included, would just hit medium punch twice here? Right? Like, I totally would hit medium punch twice there, and then I would be losing my whole life. Yeah, for sure. Back off the jump in, get anti-aired. Hold Scootum for half a year. I mean, look at this. Look how long I'm holding this down. It's like, oh, you thought I was going to let it go, but I didn't. Really swings with this Fierce way more than I do in these close range. I mean, here it gets counter hit, right? But like, you know, I do not push that button that much. We get shimmied, wake up with it, and then you notice this. Neff is held down back on like 3 straight times after this. And then we go, oh, okay, fine, you're not going to jump, I'll command grab you. And all of a sudden, boom, now we're feeling a little more scared. Okay, so that is this was really greedy, right? Like in general, I think spending here is probably the right decision, right? Like in general, I think it's probably correct to spend there, but I get the thinking of like, I cannot win round 3 if I don't have level 3, so we're just going to try to make a read. That is really annoying, right? Like, you think you'd have to be able to just be like, oh, I'm just going to, like, click the replay and watch the replay. Yeah, you usually can. It's just, they can just stand there and wait for it to wear out. This is just the biggest, does this not feel like the biggest BS ever? Right? There's literally nothing you can do here. Right? Like, she cancels into this dive kick that's like super unsafe. Wake up with it again, command grab again. Okay. Get level 3. Okay, so for some reason my head was telling me there was like an interesting decision here. But maybe it wasn't against Jury. Maybe it was... Because I thought there was a spot where I was like, oh, I think there could be a checkmate situation, but maybe not. Well, yeah, but I think, yes. The idea is, yes, you can anti-air it better, or you can use the right anti-air. And I think it's coming up right here, right? Okay. But that's what I think, yes. I think this is a reaction. Because you see what happens? So, if I just, like, if I try to parry it or something, right? Like, if I try to parry the jump in, right? I'm pretty sure I'm plus here, right? Yeah, like, that's punishable. But I think this is like, I don't think he's just doing it. I think he did it as a reaction to the, yeah, Dima for sure. Oh my goodness. I recorded this at a very bad time. I mean, here you could just crouch heavy punch. For sure. Like, it's not like it's this thing, but it's just... For sure you can do this. You could even use OD. No, you can't. Doesn't start up fast enough. Like, here you can crouch heavy punch. This isn't a big deal. But Jury's doing this. I think Neff is doing this to catch the armor on Gladius. Like that. And even if you do like OD. Ooh, actually. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is so hard to time coming out of this stupid. Right? So like, it looks like maybe if you did a different strength. Like if you did like OD, it looks like it kind of whiffs. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be her anti-air. Does it? We'll see. I just wanted to record this a little bit. Better timing. Yeah, I guess it does, because you can like... That didn't look like it punished, though. That did. So, I mean, yeah, you can do stuff like that. Obviously, you can do this. You know. Yes. But, like, in the flow of it, trying to react with that, I mean, I'm sure you could probably level 2 here, too. But it's really hard. Just level 2 and pray that it hits, yeah. I don't even think it's going to let me get that out here because of when I pause this. Reacting DI is so tough. Like, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it just because I've got like a, you know, I started playing like Kimberly and I'm like Diamond 1 or something. You know, I'm like Plat 5 or Diamond 1 or something. I don't even remember if I lost Diamond. But, and people DI way the heck more at that level. And they're way more ready for it. Just because they see it way more often. But no, I mean, I get why they don't want to give this character like great anti-airs, but boom, into level 3 we kill. I mean, that should be harder, right? Like reacting with Gladius should be harder because it doesn't, the armor doesn't start right away. It's like if you can react doing a quarter circle into a, you know, armor on frame 4. You know? Yeah, for me, I don't know. I just don't play that much. Like, that's my big issue. I play ranked like once every 2 weeks. Other than that, I'm just making content most of the time. Okay, what do we got? So, I don't know how I feel about this matchup. I just played it a crap ton against a low MR Ryu, and I'm a low MR Marisa. Maybe I'll watch some of those later too. You can see what a wingnut I am. Okay, but I think, yeah, Gladius is a lot more applicable in this matchup, right? Just because he wants to fireball, and he's got a lot of pokes like that. Okay, gets clipped again. I was like, do it a third time, you know. Okay, I need to get like, this is crazy to me. You do like stand jab, charge fierce. That is Makoto, huh? She seems, I don't know, she seems cool. So that's a safe jump, apparently. Makoto seems cool. Sid, my big characters that I would think I would soak time into are looking at Marisa on screen. Yeah, I'd sink time into Marisa if they released her. Yeah, put Marisa in the game, Capcom. Miko waiting room. Yeah. Do you think Minon's that big brain? I don't know. For me, it was like, again, I'm waiting for Abigail. He'll never, like, I'll be waiting my whole life because they're never going to put him in another Street Fighter. But I would love Abigail. Might be the only one, but I love that big goofy guy. I just hate the way these juggles look. I can't be the only one that just thinks this looks bad, right? Like, it's like it hits her standing. It just looks really stupid. I don't know. Nikali, yeah. I tried playing him in SF5. It's just, I could not get over that. I felt like his buttons went nowhere, you know? Although, once you got into V-Trigger and his forward dash went, like, full screen, that was pretty cool. It's like half screen forward dash that came out in, like, 16 frames or something. It was absolutely absurd. But, no, so Abigail, Dudley, and Hugo, I like big bodies. And Dudley's just cool, right? Like, again with the like block light into charge fierce. I remember running into Paladin online in SF5 when he was like coming up, and I just remember thinking this guy played like a nut job. But now that I think about it, he was probably like 11, which kind of just makes me feel even worse about myself because he would beat me routinely. Because I mean, wow, he's like 15 now or something, right? Isn't he? And I'm like, this guy plays like an idiot. Yeah, we can watch some. I just played 25 games against a Ryu that was like 1440 because he beat me in ranked, and then I invited him to a custom room, and then we played 25 games. But yeah, I don't really have any IRL friends, anybody that I can ever sit down and play fighting games with. In part just because I'm not like a very social person, so I don't really have that many IRL friends. Only a handful. 24 matches in a row? Yikes. I remember I used to do that, like, I remember in S5 there was this one like silver Chun-Li who would just random, like, I've never met this person. I don't know how they got my stuff. Like, yeah, well, right now my free time is wide ass open on account of I'm not working right now. But yes, like, that's why I hadn't streamed in forever, right? Because I was working, but you know, now I'm not working. So how do we not whiff punish this? We're just not expecting him to whiff it. That's why, right? Yeah, I made a community post about it if you care. I'm not going to get into it too much. Sort of sucks. I'm going to start sub-teaching again a little bit. I just feel like sometimes I'm not playing matchups. Like sometimes like it's not like, oh, Ryu can do this. It's like, oh, this guy is just a nut job. Yeah, I rage a lot. Now, with the longer sets I play, the less I rage. Gotta hit him with the okie doke, right? -3 into ODDP. This is the most like single brain cell Marisa thing that every single Marisa does, and if you tell me you don't, I think you're a liar. In the corner, just charging heavy Gladius, you've done it. You've done it more than you care to admit. We all do it. It just feels way too good. Oh my goodness, yeah. That's like that meme, right? When a fully charged Gladius hits, that's like the 25 games in a row with JP, dude. Oh yeah, I do it every time I'm in the corner, I think. I don't know, just about every day. Every time I'm in the corner. And we're in a rough spot. Hey, look, there it is again. This is why we do it. One, because it feels good. Look at this. Oh, what are we going to do? You're in the corner? Oh, I'm just going to charge heavy Gladius. I mean, to be fair, heavy Gladius has a ton of range, so it usually does hit. Yeah. I just get so mad with the freaking JPs that like cancel into command grab all the time. Drives me nuts. Man, thanks. Really glad to hear it. It's kind of the point of the channel, was like just I wanted to make content that I thought would have helped me when I was trying to learn how to play fighting games that I just didn't think was there. Oh, the jump! That's a bad fireball. Why is it bad fireball? Because it got jumped on. Yeah, I might lab more. Bison stuff. I don't know. How many Bison videos did I make? I think I made the Oki video. And did I just make the... I made the Oki video, and then I made the... Yeah, air jump medium kick's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of like some of Abigail's jump normals. Abigail had jump medium punch. The thing went like 3/4 of the screen. You jump fireballs from super far. I think the charge heavy Gladius is that it cuts their own spacing trap. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Is I'm just gonna do it for a second. The other thing too is it like has such a it has so much range. I mean, I know he's swinging into this here, right? But that's the issue with it, right? Is it can get whip punished pretty hard. But if they're expecting you to do like regular Gladius or something like that, sort of. He's sort of similar. Not really though. So Abigail was a big mother heifer, and he's a big old cow. Thought he was a car. His intro, he's like he made car noises. It was hilarious to me. But he had a jab that, no joke, probably had as much range as charged like Gladius. I mean, like, I'm not, like, when I tell you that Abigail's stand jab went, like, had as much range probably as, like, this. And his crouch medium punch probably had like as much range as charge heavy Gladius. Like, it's just insane. Okay. Like, he just had these gigantic buttons that went the full screen, and you were really just supposed to jump at him. I think was what they wanted you to do is like just jump at him all the time. Give Marisa Abigail's V skill too. Yeah. Bigger than Zangief? Yeah, by a lot. He was bigger than Zangief just standing around. Like Zangief, yeah, way further than this lapse. Way further than Zangief's crouch jab, yes. That matchup was actually, Abigail Zangief was actually one of the worst matchups in the game because Zangief just could not approach him. Yeah, I mean, it was 7-3 for sure. I don't think Marisa has a matchup as bad as Abigail Zangief was for Zangief. Geef had some really terrible matchups in SF5. So did Abigail, but Abigail was weird because he did really well against some really good characters, right? I've been thinking about doing an Abigail video, actually, just kind of exploring what he was like. But this is a sick conversion, actually, to recognize this and to go into Fierce. That's a sick conversion. Oh, we have time to DI that. That's why we do it. Okay, I would probably burn him out here. I'm not sure that that's the right decision, but I probably would. Okay. We burn him out anyway. And we know no matter what here, we should not DI Paladin, correct? Why should we not DI Paladin? Any takers in the chat? Why we should not DI Paladin here? Because he's a teenager. There's no way he's not reacting. I promise you he's reacting. He's like, I don't even think dude's 20, right? Like, yeah, he's definitely not DIing. Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, 100% he's gonna react to it. 100% he's gonna react to it. All the time. All the time he's gonna react to it. He's passing the zoomer check, okay? Like, for sure. Although I shouldn't even say that. It's more like the, I don't know, the Gen Alpha check, right? Hey man, how's it going? Huh. Oh my gosh, the drops. Although, actually, can you just, like, like, you're perfect parrying this? That's crazy. You're just like, oh, I'm going to perfect parry it. I'm not sure what we're doing there. We're kind of playing a little sloppy. Go for it again, sure. That was wild. I guess we thought neutral jump into, Thanks. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do wish Superman Punch got out of the way sooner. Probably be a little too good though. Friggin' charge stand heavy kick. I guess we're expecting low forward. Crouched, whiffed. Ugh. Okay. Does this bother anybody else? Like, all Paladin has to do here is back recover. And he just didn't get it for some reason. That's crazy. He's like mashing it and he doesn't get it. How does this not give him back recover? Somebody want to explain that to me? I mean, look at his inputs. Although, to be honest here, this is a bad habit people have. Whoops. Okay, I just want you to see what I'm talking about here. People actually screw this up all the time. This should never happen to you because you can literally hold them down. Did you know that? Like, I'm pushing 2 punches right now, and I just held him down. Like, you can do it like right now. I'm getting hit. I'm going to start pushing him right now. And I got back recover. So, like, just so y'all know, I'm pushing him right now, and I released him right there. So, like, hold them, release. Like, you can release them once you hit the ground. Like, I'm holding 2 punches. Now I let go of 2 punches. I got back recover. I'm holding 2 punches. I let go of 2 punches. I got forward recover. As long as you're holding, like, when you hit the grounded state, you're fine. So, like, now let go of them, and we're good. So, you shouldn't have to mash it. You should always get back recover if you want it, because you can just hold the input. You just hold it. So, like, yeah, he does kind of get hosed here, because, like, I mean, look at this. Like, clearly he's trying to back recover, right? Like, you're not going to look at his inputs and think that he's trying to recover in place. But it actually has a pretty big impact, right? Because all of a sudden, now he's in the corner, right? If he gets the back recover, he's not in the corner. And again, we get the overhead.
Going.
Command grab.
Strike dreams.
Yeah. My stupid self would probably be like, I'm going to DI him, and then I would get level 2'd or something. But, jump jab. But just think about that. That probably wouldn't have happened if he would have just got the back recovery that he was looking for, right? I think it's interesting. Yeah, gets you a safe jump. Sort of. That's actually something else we could talk about too, is technically against Ryu, or for Ryu, once again, we were talking about this earlier, light DP just beats this. So, like, I'm trying to get light DP here, but... So, that actually beats that. Not a lot of people are willing to wake up with that. I don't know why, but, like, people just haven't really adapted to using 5-frame reversals against these 41-frame safe jumps. There's like, oh, it's a safe jump, but it's really not. It's a 41-frame safe jump, which means things that are air invincible on frame 5 will win. Well, they have to hit on frame 5. They have to be air invincible and hit on frame 5. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say. DP. Is this a buffer? Can he just do this? Like, surely that's not a confirm. I'll bet that sets up a spacing trap or something. Like, if it's blocked, I'll bet that's safe. Clearly a safe jump. Gladius in the corner again. Oh, we definitely could have thrown there, right? Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that we don't have time to throw here, right? Like, that's crazy. But, like, what are you going to do here? Like, yeah, you just wake up level 1, because who cares? I might try to do, like, cancel into, like, Heavy Superman or something. Like, there, I might have tried. Like, I'm super greedy. So I might have, like, tried that or something. But it wouldn't have worked because what you can see here, actually, is Paladin is buffering with down back. You see that? You see that little wiggle he did there? Watch his inputs when he blocks something. So he's... Okay, so let's talk about what he's doing here. So he wakes up with level 1, just because he's like, okay, I'm going to take the guess, I'm going to guess, I'm going to gamble. But then what is he doing here? It's like, okay, he sticks out crouch medium punch and he's buffering. So, like, if he catches Gladius or DI, he's going to cancel into level 1. Cancel into level 1, right? You see every time he sticks this out? Back recover. But you see he's twitching on down back a little bit. Right? He's doing down, down, back, down, down, back. What that tells me is that... Now, I'm struggling to pick up the inputs. But what that's telling me is that if Lazy Boredom would have tried to cancel into, like, Superman Punch, thinking, oh, I'm going to beat level 1, because that's one of the advantages, right? Is if he's buffering level 1 here and I go for Heavy Superman Punch, I'll win, because it's projectile invincible. So, like, his level 1 will whiff, and I can probably get a kill. But he's not buffering with level 1, because he knows that Marisa has the option there. He's buffering with level 2. So... just kind of being aware of that. I think she gets command grab gifts here actually. If you block crouch medium punch here when she's in burnout or when you're in burnout, I think she can do like she can do command grab. Just to, I guess, show that off. Oh, cancels too fast. Okay, but like I think that beats. That would beat mashing. Not that she should have done it, right? Not that we should have done it, but we could have. Hit the overhead again. Go for the reset. Go for the overhead again. Actually gets interrupted. Okay, now this is pretty scary, I think, for Ryu, actually. Because this is reasonably you could get chipped out here. But we're there. So it doesn't really matter. We got the DP. Perfect parry, get the punish. Don't drop the combo this time. In the corner. I almost never use scoot him overhead. I really should more. It's kind of funny, yeah. People just love to hold down back because they don't think you can threaten them with anything. Ooh. Really struggling with some of the whiff punishes here. Skip the animation. Okay, this is the thing though, right? This is like what doing charge Gladius in the corner buys you. You see how like sort of passively almost Paladin's playing? Like he's not like rushing him down super duper hard, right? He's playing a little more passively. I think just because he's kind of afraid of the charge Gladius. Okay, got him burnt out. Okay, I was a little curious though. I actually want to look back at this. I actually want to look back at this situation. Because I don't think 2 jabs would have worked here, right? Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have. But I wanted to see this, because I was a little... Okay. Okay. It's after this, right? So I just want to see what if we could have routed into something on this counter hit combo. So we have to drive reversal and then switch to player control. Okay. So this doesn't connect, which is the issue. And this doesn't combo on counter hit, which is insane. Oh no, this does work, okay. So my thought was, if we cancel this into level 3, okay, if we cancel this into level 3, I mean, never mind that he's not blocking, right, because it's, oh my goodness. I'm terrible. I'm actually horrible. But I do think here that I mean, CPU's not going to block it, right? Because I'm out of inputs to do. But like, that would stun, and we'd still have some left. So I think we probably should have canceled into level 3. But I almost just wonder if, like, Lazy Boredom's not really aware of like the new level 3 Oki. If he's just like, oh, there is no level 3 Oki. I'm not sure. I mean, so I think the anti-air stuff here, let's just real quick, let's adjourn the replay review real quick. Okay. I think honestly, just setting it up where you're kind of doing some drills, and this is stuff that like Strider has in his I don't even remember. Maybe this is in his beginner Marisa video. Maybe this is in his, I don't remember. But just having a dummy with a couple recordings. So one here, low forward. I'm going to practice with punishing it. One here is jump. And then one here is just do nothing. Just setting them to random stuff and just trying to figure out what you're trying to anti-air with. Like, I'm looking for the whiff punish, and then I'm going to try to react to the anti-air. Right? Like, I'm talking, so I'm doing a really bad job of it, but... Ugh, that's terrible. There we go. Right, but practicing doing stuff like this, I think is really good. And Ken's one of the harder characters in anti-air, I think, just because he has such a good jump heavy punch. Ugh, I'm terrible. Right. But just setting stuff up like that to help you react. And I mean, you can have them do other stuff too. Like here I've got another one where he's doing drive rush jab, and I'm like trying to react to it, like perfect parry it, or... Right? But stuff like that's really good. The key is just to try to make the recordings look similar, you know? The other thing you can do, if you don't want to do this whole like walking around thing, and this is something that like Daigo was doing a lot in SF5 when he had really wanted to, something he wanted to try to react to, he'd do neutral jump, forward jump, like say you're trying to react to anti-air, and then just neutral jump like button. And then if you have like something that you want to do only if they do button, like say I want to try to whiff punish this with like crouch medium punch or something, right? Then you'd be like, okay, I'm just going to push this when they do the one option, or say I'm just trying to anti-air, right? Then my goal here is only to do Gladius when they jump, you know, or something like that, or Demo, or whatever the heck you're trying to anti-air with. I do think there's some validity to the idea that like wow, that was a really far connect. That doesn't even help you. In Season 1, that was like, oh, you could get a cool new combo, but Season 2, it doesn't really help you that much. But no, so just setting up drills where it's like, okay, there's multiple things they can do, and I have to figure out which option I need to pick based on what they're doing. I think those are really where we're at. Okay, I think we were on this one. Okay. Ugh. That's a good combo. In terms of like what it does. Boom. Command grab. I think that's the right decision. Right? I think it's the right decision here too, because it's early in the round. It'd be really risky for Paladin to jump here. Right? And he's delay teching. And hey, command grab is great against that. So it is. Yeah. Fierce is plus. Or you mean Ryu's? His solar plexus? That, yes. That move is plus. It was like, what, +3 or something? I'd have to check. Let me pull up FAT. Oh, Marisa's Fierce. 1 second. We'll look at that too, but I'm curious how plus this is from Ryu. Ryu, solar plexus. Yeah, it's +3. Okay. Yeah, her heavy punch TC is +2. But there's a gap. So yes, this is +2 on block, but there's a gap. So like if Ryu pushed jab after the first one, he would counter hit her, and he'd be able to combo out of it. The reason he's kind of conditioned to not do that, though, is because Lazy Boredom has been doing, like, OD scoot him afterwards, and then if you mash on that, you get counter hit, so. Following this up, we do towards heavy kick. He just strips drive reversal, that's fine, we didn't cancel it at all. Whiff punish. Okay, this is sick. Because, like, right away, this is not a great option, right? Like, this isn't usually a great meaty, but it's throw immune, right? And then what does he do? He does it again and beats the delay tech again. Which is funny that that's winning, because usually Paladin doesn't delay tech very often. He's very committed to taking the throw, usually. There we go. Jump back jab's a good anti-air. So that. You see what I was just talking about? So last time that Lazy Boredom did heavy punch, we finished the TC, and you want to mash on that, right? You want to go, oh, I'm going to push jab because I don't want you to take plus frames and do more drive gauge damage. But Lazy Boredom's like, I know that you think I'm going to do the target combo again, so what I'm actually going to do is OD scoot him, which is going to catch your jab, and then all of a sudden, boom, now you're in the blender. I'll go for regular throw. Good conversion. That looked like a safe jump. I don't know if it was a safe jump, but it looked like one. Charge heavy Gladius. The truth. Ooh, perfect parried. Good defense. Was a lot more careful with the, you see. So I think the best default option is probably just sit there and don't do anything. Or crouch jab, right? Like you either do like crouch jab or just kind of wait to see what they do. I think that's a decent response. Right. You got to really convince them that, hey, I'm not gonna go for the command grab. You can hold down back. I promise, I'm not gonna go for the command grab. At least once you get to like, well, probably I don't know, like diamond, then people are probably. But what it seems like Lazy Boredom's doing is the first time, I'm just gonna wait and try to delay tech, right? And then if you try to throw me, whatever, you know, I'll tech it. Yeah, crouch light kick's good too, because you're +2. I would not be surprised to see that situation change a little bit. And then for some reason, Paladin's like, you know what would be good here? Cammy. I play Cammy, and, you know, Paladin's like, you know, I'm going to play Cammy. Cammy's good against Marisa. I don't really know that it's that great. I don't know. Am I the only one that doesn't think that this is like, I don't think this is that bad of a matchup for Marisa, to be honest with you. Like, the space dive kicks can be kind of annoying, but I really don't think this is that bad of a matchup. That's kind of annoying to deal with, right? Because you don't have like a DP to get her just, you know, to knock off the hooligan stuff. This is hilarious. He just holds this forever. All Paladin has, so this actually is so this is kind of a cool thing, is once you're holding Scootum here, you can actually beat every option. Like, even if Cammy neutral jumps, Marisa will be fine, right? Because there's like one frame when you land, even if you empty jump in this game. This wasn't the case in other Street Fighters, but it is in this game, where there's like one frame when you land that you cannot jump again, so you can always punish neutral jump land with command grab as long as you time it right. Right. Get the knockdown. So here off of drive rush, there's still a gap, but they can't mash out of it. So if you do this drive rush, stand, heavy punch, only thing Cammy could do in between that is DP. But it's just easier not to. This is where I think a lot of times trying to like do this like delayed crouch medium punch or something is a decent option. I'm pushing it too fast because I'm getting impatient. Right, but just like trying to do that after the spacing trap when they're backed up is a pretty good thing to do because it'll catch so much stuff. Just to kind of think about sequencing. I think it's a pretty good option. Did not get the jump medium punch out. And this is where it hurts. In your face with this. Okay, so this is something I always forget. I always think this is plus. It isn't. Right? That's minus, but I always feel like it's plus. We're only +1 after that, so they can mash out of that throw. DP'd, sure. Packed again. Didn't work out all that well. Sometimes, though, when you tack early, you can kind of convince people that you're going to keep tacking, and then you can just, like, walk out of stuff. That was a really good anti-air. Okay, again here, I think we looked at that earlier. You kind of just have to sweep from there, or towards medium punch. DP'd. And that's why doing nothing there is good, because sometimes people will do that. Scoot him low. We can get Cammy burnt out if we are careful here, okay? Ugh! I just hear Gold Banks in my head being like, I shouldn't, you know. I'm talking about, like, parry being, But again, this is where we looked at this before, too, right? Back heavy punch, like Gladius. What happens here? You know, kind of a delay into a crouch medium kick, which is good. So this is actually really... Here, let's look at... This is actually really sick. I think. Because if we go for the basic spacing trap here, it doesn't come out. If we go delay crouch medium punch, we're going to get whiff punished. So this is actually really cool, because what's happening here is Paladin is expecting the spacing trap. He's expecting, oh, delay crouch medium punch, right? You're going to, like, delay crouch. You see how he buffered that? That's because that's what he's expecting. Now, you can beat that by going into, like, other stuff, you know. You know, by doing it again or whatever. But he's expecting the spacing trap, which... I'm telling you, most of the people you all are I'm going to play online are not going to be expecting the spacing trap there. But, you know. But that's what Paladin's waiting for there. I think Wake Up Drive Reversal there beats everything. Into level 3? Nope. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Don't spend it. I'm being stupid. Resist the urge to DI Paladin. Bad buffer. This is fantastic. I watch this. This is fantastic. Because, like, Paladin thinks, oh, you're going to push a button. You're going to, like, do something stupid, and I'm just going to buffer it. Oh, nope. I'm just walked up and blocked. And boom. We good. Forward jump. Good buffer. I would probably think about spending it there, but we don't. Okay. There we go. That's why it's really nice to have the level 3, I guess. Well, I mean, not, you know. And now it's pretty dire, right? This is Gist for game, basically. That's a good response. Right. And then Chris CCH, and no secret, Marisa Ed is not a very good matchup, at least in my estimation. I think it's pretty rough.
Fight with all your heart.
On top of that, you know, playing like a very, very, very strong player. Okay, tell me this looks like it should hit it. Like, tell me that looks like that should get hit. Like, I get it, hitboxes and whatever, but tell me that looks like it. I feel like it's just one of those matchups where it's kind of like Dulcim, where you just sort of have to play. Okay. I don't think, like, surely we can not get punish countered here. Right? Like, surely we can do that. Okay, so it actually looks like we probably could do this. If we were recognizing this was coming, we could maybe try to, like, drive rush into crouch jab or something. But it's probably not the best. But when you recognize this is coming, like, we should still try to drive rush to get counter hit, right? Instead of... Right? Instead of just holding parry. Like, when you see him do the kill rush, you're like, oh, shoot, I need to drive rush. And actually, I thought this was like a... I had thought this was like a thing that people have talked about, right? Which is when you see him do this. Which is when... That'd be funny. But when you see him do this, I think what you are supposed to do is parry, right? And then if you see him... Okay, I did the wrong one. That was... I'm in the wrong spot. This is the one where he actually does it. Okay, this is the one. But I thought this was like a strategy. And then you react to him doing kill rush and drive rush at him. Right? Like, I had thought that this was... I've heard people talk about this. Right? That, like, that's sort of one of the things you can do against that. Is, like, you try to parry this. And then when he kill rushes, you're like, I'm going to parry. And I see you cancel. And then I try to... You know, especially if you're, like... You know, you sort of like, you know, and I don't know how feasible that is, but like I've seen people talk about that where like, okay, you can sort of let Ed do this and then you just hold parry. And if he does kill rush, then you try to drive rush. And at the very least, you're not getting punish countered, you know, and maybe you can even check him if he does something slow. Right? But it's hard, obviously. And we tech. Yeah, this matchup doesn't feel great, right? But, you know, you do stuff like that. I understand not going for command grab here. But, like, man, I just... Okay, so, full disclosure, right? I'm a math guy. And, drive retreat, yeah. And I kind of have been thinking about, like, crunching numbers, because, like, I don't know if you all have seen this. Diphone made a video. It has to be, like, almost a year ago now, probably. Maybe over. I don't know. It was, like, called How to Guess Right in Fighting Games, where he looks at, like, game theory. And he looks at it in terms of, like, how often should I tech? But for me, I think it feels more applicable to be like, okay, if I'm doing this mix-up, how often should I go for strike versus how often should I go for throw? And to me, it's really easily. You're saying they could drive impact cancel? Yeah, like focus. Yeah, no thank you. This game's already kind of Mickey Mouse that way with like some of the crazy cancels you can do. I don't know what he thought was going on here. Was he thinking, was this going to be mashing? Is that what happens? Like if I just mash here? Like if I wait? Yeah, okay, it catches mashing. It's just a read, and it's safe on blocks, so it doesn't really matter. Block something into perfect parry. It's definitely really tough to beat Ed players that have good DPs. Because his DP is really slow, right? So you need to have like... You need to have a really good reflex for it to do it fast. Feels weird this wasn't buffered. Oh my goodness. That would be... Honestly, that'd be so nice. Make it more like third strike, you know. But... Or maybe just, you know... Maybe you can perfect... But like, if you're not holding, you know... Like, if you stand parry, you can't perfect parry lows? Eh? That might be interesting. Although, that really just would make low forward even better. That would really just make low forward even better, so I don't really know about that. I don't know. I'm always stuck between, like, gosh, it really sucks that I get a knockdown and all of a sudden, ooh, they can just perfect parry and then they win, you know. That really feels like it stinks. But at the same time, I also am like, okay, I at least can always try to turn it around. Like, I get it. Like, you have to balance it both ways. It's not just, oh, well, they can do this. It's like, well, I can do this too, right? Like, how many rounds have you won because you perfect parrying to back throw? You know? And I think that's like IDOM's point, right? You know? Is that stuff just isn't good. That is scary, right? Like, I can't be the only one that thinks that situation was like, because you could block this. Right, or was this from crouch medium punch? Okay, command grab. I mean, this is taking his life in his own hands here, right? No, because, okay, we did crouch medium punch. Gotcha. I'm just curious. Yeah, we could have done that. Yeah, we could have done that. We could have done that. Imagine this. This would be like the sickest read of your life. Right? Like... You like heavy Gladius, you like drive rush into light Gladius, into like drive rush into hold Gladius just to bait the DP. That'd be pretty sick. Then cancel him to level 3. That'd be pretty cool. Drive rush into DI. Drive rush cancel DI. Get the kill meterless. Yeah. You'd never do that. That'd be funny. It'd be sick. That's the type of crazy stuff that I think I would probably do, just because I'm kind of a nut job sometimes. Like, I used to do that with Abigail in SF5, where you do his run grab and you'd be +1 after dash, and I would do dash into V skill to catch people mashing on their wake up. I used to like. That's your rank tag. He loves this. Lazy Boredom loves this. Like, jab. He loves doing, like, anything into just charged fierce at range. Does that have, like... Does that have proximity guard? Is that what's going on here? Like, if I do, like, take control of Ed here, can I, like, not really walk back out of it that well? I don't know. I mean, it has good range, regardless. We delay tech, sure. Wake up with it. Tried to parry, get punish countered, bro. Yikes. Get thrown. Forward dash. 17, I think, is his forward dash. 18. His forward dash is 18, right? Or 19. Plus 15. So this should not counter hit us. I think he's hard to play well. I think sort of like Dulcim. I've got a couple Ed stuff on my channel. A couple Ed videos. But I think he's kind of like Dulcim in that way, where like he's hard to play well, but he's very easy to play at just like this really annoying, like level 1 level, I guess. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. Like playing him like this, pretty difficult, I think. And then he's got this stuff, which is freaking sick. Unless you can't do the combo. But if you're not good at anti-air DP, he's probably pretty tough to play. Just because his light DP is like 10 frames. But some of these moves are really freaking annoying to deal with. Yep, go for the level 3. I think that's absolutely the right decision. Gotta win the round. But this puts you in a really rough spot now. Where... puts you in a really rough spot though, right? Where, like, what do you do? Because he's got this huge meter advantage. Just because you're doing the quarter circle already, right? Because you're doing quarter circle kick, I think is probably the easiest thing because you can just mash the same button. Also, I don't think a heavy Gladius off of Dima ever drops, but you actually can drop. Good parry. Why are we back recovering? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is like pet peeve though, right? Like, back recover here is not a good option. Like, you're putting yourself more towards the corner. Parrying like a demon. Command grab. This is exactly what won the game against Paladin too, is just this walk into block, wait for a bad buffer. Doesn't happen. I think we can chip out from here maybe. Now we definitely can. It doesn't matter. But that was like, you definitely could have done like OD. If you're getting really impatient, we could have done like OD quad into level 2 and it would have chipped. But I'm maybe not willing to bet that that was gonna be good there. I think this was like losers quarters or something, right? I don't remember. So this was a top 8 for sure. Quick punish. Yeah, I'm not really. I think it's one of those things where I'm not sure if I want her to be stronger or more tournament viable, because I think those are two different things right now. I think making this character stronger versus making her more likely to show up in tournament aren't necessarily the same thing. Because in order to make her more likely to show up in tournament, you just need to give her stuff that's like more consistent, right? She needs to just get more strike throw mix that doesn't rely on command grab. Let her be +2 more often. If Drive Rush Heavy Punch was +2 instead of +1, this character would be way better. Like, just way more consistent, because she'd be like, okay, I get Oki here, Drive Rush and Heavy Punch. Now I'm +1, +2. I don't have to make the command grab guess. I can just make you guess, regular throw. That's to read DP for sure. No, now we're in the corner. Alright, I'm not even talking about broken. Okay, this is something somebody wanted me to talk about. So, this is +42. This is a safe jump. Notice, we wake up on it. Right? We wake up with OD Scootum and it beats the safe jump. Yeah, you play more Rabbit? You play it? I don't know. I thought about getting into it, and then I'm like, I think she will. So the way I interpret the Terry patch, this is the way I interpret the Terry patch, is there's no way that Capcom doesn't realize that Marisa, Manon, Lily are, Jamie are some of the weakest characters in the game. none of them really got touched at all in the Terry patch. That makes me think that they're like, you know what? We know these characters have bigger issues. We don't want to change them a ton mid-season because that isn't fair to the competitive atmosphere. So I think that pretty much every character you didn't see get a tweak in the Terry patch is going to get much bigger changes at the end of the year. That's my guess. That being said, I don't know who's going to win Capcom Cup. Not player, but character. Which character is going to win Capcom Cup? Terry is interesting. A lot of people think he's not very strong. And I'm not totally sure. But I never feel like he's like super bad whenever I'm playing against him. But that could just be Marisa's lack of options. Okay, so again here, I think we could have once again done wake up scoot him if I can get the stupid input. Yeah, so this is good against safe jumps. Like, I don't know so much that it's Terry like being, yeah, that's tough to deal with. So I don't think it's so much like he's not very strong. I just think it's like, okay, if I want to play like a Shoto character that's, you know, low forward drive rush and fireball and whatever, what's the deal? Like, why would I pick Terry? Like, does he have any tool that's like, okay, so this is a thing where like so many ad players here would have done light DP there and it wouldn't have come out because we did empty jump when we would have blocked it. And I guarantee that's what Lazy Boredom was ready for. Right? It was like, oh, I'm gonna do, you know, empty jump. He's gonna think, you know, that he can DP it. It's gonna come out late, and I'm gonna block it, and I'm gonna win. And it just didn't happen that way. But this is a really big change that I want, just in general. It has nothing to do with this, but I'm just seeing the jab. I want counter hit jab to combo into stand medium punch. Whether that's making crouch jab, giving it one more plus frame, which I think would be good, because that would make it probably, like, you couldn't trade out with it on block with a 4-frame, right? I'm curious to see how they nerf Akuma. That's what I want to know. Like, crouch medium punch, or crouch jab, counter hit into stand medium punch, whether that's making, hey, 2 LP, whether that's crouch jab, like, you give an extra frame of advantage on hit and block, that would be fine. You know, I would like that. Just give it one more frame of stun. Make it plus 7 on counter hit, plus 5 on regular hit. That's fine. That's gonna reward her defense so much more. So like, if she catches you walking up, she can do crouch jab, stand medium punch, and actually freaking. I'm gonna explain. We're gonna watch this, and then I want to go into kind of all that would entail, because it would buff her defense maybe more than. Okay, that's sick, right? Like, I can't. I mean, this combo is sick, right? Like, we can all agree that this is sick. It's difficult and it's really, really cool. Yeah, so I mean, this is a cool combo, right? Like, we can all agree that that's like a really, really cool combo. I remember in SF5 when Ed first came out, he was not very good. And by the end of the game, I think he's probably like top 5. Like, he's very, very strong in the final version of Street Fighter 5. But the thing about Ed, or an SF5, and something that I don't like when they do is, let me just stop interrupting myself. That's funny. So, when Ed first came out in SF5, he had his backdash got out of, like, the hurt box moved away faster than most characters did. So, there were certain, like, frame traps and strings that he could actually backdash out of, right? And Capcom changed that. For me, I was like, why are we taking away something from a bad character. Like, this character is already weak. Why are we taking away something strong from a bad character, right? Like, let's just let him have it. Now, kind of thank goodness they did, because they would have left it on him and then still buffed him. Like, oh my goodness, he would have been way too strong. But, you know, I kind of hate when they do that balancing-wise. Okay, this is gifts for game, because we're going to do walk up towards heavy kick. And 50-50, you guess wrong, you die. At least that's what I would probably do. And that's why I'm not playing in top 8 of TNS, because I just like to gamble. Even though I don't gamble at all in my regular life. I went to like a coaching clinic at a casino once, and all the other coaches were like, you know, blah, and I'm like, no, I don't gamble. Like, you guys go do the slot thing, whatever. I don't gamble. But in fighting games, I make up for it, because I gamble all the time. All the time. Okay, so I think there's another set. It doesn't, or another game there in the set. I don't think that was the end of it. Yeah, but it doesn't go super well. I just want to talk about this for a second. That is cool, isn't it? I haven't really touched him since like 2 weeks after he came out. It was pretty easy. Like, I think he's fun, but he's just not really my style of character. I'm very much more like a get in your face and bully you type of a player. So, right now, if Marisa gets counter hit jab, you know what she gets? Literally nothing. That's correct. She gets no new combos on counter hit. Nothing. Literally not a single thing. Right? She doesn't get anything. I guess technically on counter hit she can do drive. She can now drive rush cancel it. Okay. So currently we're +3. Okay. Now on counter hit we're +5. I would love for this to be a combo. Now whether that again is for making this thing, what I think they would probably do, to be honest, is I don't know. Maybe we give it 2 more frames. But whether that's making this plus, you know, 7 on counter hit, so that it links into stand medium punch, which let me show you why that's a good deal. So imagine this is sitting counter hit instead of punish counter. Right? The scenario is this. Ken walks up to try to throw me. I check it with a jab. I get a counter hit. I go into stand medium punch. I get a side swap. So, like, now it's 3 bars of drive gauge for side swap. Right? But I get a side swap. Like, that is a huge change if this worked on counter hit. Right? You check something. Boom, they're in the corner. Guess what, bro? You die. Like, super strong. Right? Like, that would be very, very good if that worked. Which is probably one of the reasons that, to be honest, she doesn't have that. It would also then, on punish counter, this would be +9 if we just gave it 2 more frames of advantage, which would let us do crouch jab into back heavy punch, which, by the way, means that if she ever got a 4-frame punish, she would get the exact same thing. Right? So her defense all of a sudden, like, honestly, I don't know that you would need to give her another buff. That's how strong that I think that is. If you just made this combo into stand medium punch on counter hit, so she could get a side swap like literally anytime she wanted to, right? Or again, and it wouldn't matter. Like, you could give this 1 more frame. Personally, I would love for this to also combo on regular hit. Which that's the other thing. Okay, so maybe give this 1 more frame. That's another thing you could do. Okay, you give it 1 more frame. If you're like, well, medium punch is too good. Because right now, I'm sure y'all are aware. Yes, correct. That would also be very strong. But even, okay, if you're like, well, that's too good. Right now, y'all are aware that if I do 2 crouch jabs and they match a 4-frame, we trade, right? Like, you are aware of this. Okay? If we had 1 more frame of stun, literally just 1 more, that wouldn't work. Okay? We could actually frame trap. Now, if you added 1 more frame, this would now be +6. And if this comboed on regular hit, you would be able to go crouch jab into Sam light punch heart combo. And then again, that would be the same. You get a side swap, but it would do a lot less damage, right? So that would be like right? I mean, that's, I know these aren't, you know, but that's like 2,000 damage. Even if I just start with this, right? That's 1,700 damage. So all I'm saying is, I think if you made it so that this worked on counter hit, it would make it so that that worked on punish counter, or that worked on punish counter. And honestly, I just don't know what other change, like, that would buff her defense to the point where, yeah, that would be a good change. But I would just like that to buff her to the point, like, or excuse me, I think that would buff her defense to the point where, because she has the side swap, I think it really wouldn't matter as much, right? Because it'd be like, okay, I challenged, now I get a side swap, now here's my win condition, you know, I get a knockdown, I burn you out, whatever, you know. It just puts her in like this really good spot. So that was kind of the weird thing, was like, Abigail's V-skill was like that in SF5, where he had a high parry and a low parry, but the parry didn't parry lows. It was, it parried all crouching attacks. So it was, are you going to do a standing move or jump, or then are you going to do like a crouching move? You know, so it was really kind of odd the way that worked. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, her armor is actually like barely below the waist. Well, the real thing is, how about this? This works. This beats her armor too, right? Whoops. Is it quarter circle back kick? How about that one? How about Hazantru beats the armor? You ever see that before? How about that? That's a good one. Yeah, PlayStation 5 is that was the thing. Like, so I got a PlayStation 5 like a year after it had been out, and yes, I get it. Like, it actually hits low. I know what you're saying. Like, the hit is actually on the ground, but it still feels a little silly. Also, like, more people need to just do this. I mean, I don't know. Can she cancel this into level 3? I'm assuming... Is it quarter circle back kick? How do you do Chun-Li's level 3? Quarter circle back kick? Yeah, she can, right? But if she doesn't have level 3... Like, way more people just need to start doing DI. I mean, I get it, right? Like... But... Trying to DI that in reaction, I think, is just good practice. So no, I mean, like I said, I think The number one thing that I would change about this character is just make this more. I don't think she can. I'll check. And then I'll have one where she does, like, nothing. Okay. Whoops. That didn't say punish counter. Yeah. So you have to react pretty fast. Definitely with light. But I think that's probably like if you're trying to react to it. I'm not really talking about like Chun throwing it out neutral so much as like from block strings. I think I've seen that where like I feel like I've tested that before where there's like they'll do like crouch heavy punch into whatever, like stand light punch into Hizanchu. And as long as you're reacting to like the fact that they cancel it into Hizanchu and not like, you know, you're not going like, oh, that's Hizanchu DI, but you're going like, oh, they canceled this, I'm into DI, then you're fine. But I don't know. Boom. That's such a cool combo. I wish I'd had a good Oki. You like barely do it anymore. Like I said, I feel like I've tested it. There's some stuff though you're like, I labbed this once, like 8 months ago, and I feel like I remember what the result was. Like somebody was talking to me about like safe jump stuff. And I'm just gonna use Marisa because obviously I know Marisa safe jumps the best. Okay. Where like right. Where like why don't you use this? You know, like you can use OD Scootum against safe jumps. Right? And I think you can sort of. But I think my recollection was that if they just did like empty jump into throw, there was really nothing you could do about it. And it was just worse than perfect parry. Because like if it hits, like if they do empty jump throw, which they're likely to do to bait perfect parry, oh my goodness, now all of a sudden I can't get it. Right? You can't like throw it or whatever. So they're likely to do that. And then even if it hits, it's like, okay, I did 840 damage. Whereas if I perfect parry it, you know, like I guess I don't get any damage. But at least it didn't cost me anything. So like, it's good in some respects because yes, like, it will win. Like, you know, it will win here. But it's bad in the sense of just for Cammy dive kick besides just positioning yourself and blocking. Yeah, I do actually. I think she's the one character where anti or light demon is pretty dang good. Right? Because, like, if she's at this range, like, if you're at this range, who cares? Because you'll just Gladius, right? I have no idea what this recording is. Okay, so that's empty jump. I'm sure I have it. That's fierce. Was this the one I just did? Which means this is probably dive kick. Nope, that's hooligan. Okay, I might just have to record it. Okay, I'm recording it. So it's quarter circle back. I always want to do quarter circle forward. So if she's like, I'm just backing up because I want to. That's the one I just did. You dope. Right. So at like this range, even it's pretty like, I should have had a neutral jump first. right? Like from far away. But I feel like Light Demon is actually pretty dang good here because of that. So like, it moves you forward so much that even when she does the shallow one, it'll catch the landing. So if you're playing at this sort of like range where you think dive kick's really scary, I think Light Demon is actually a pretty dang good answer. As long as you're like looking for that. Now, maybe if you're looking for that, like, you have to practice it, obviously, because otherwise you're going to get beat with, you know, all of her other junk. She's going to walk up, crouch medium kick, and whatever. But I do think that this is really good against dive kicks. Because it sort of shuts down one of the main features of dive kicks, right? Like, one of the reasons dive kicks are scary, I don't think you can, right? Oh, you're saying the empty jump walk back. Okay, yeah. That, yes. That should work. But one of the things that's scary, or usually about DPs, or scary about dive kicks, is if they go shallow and you go DP, it whips, right? So it's like, oh, I did my DP, you know. I did my DP and then they whiff and punish me. But with Dima, it moves you forward so much that it doesn't really matter, right? So that's sort of what I try to do. Or, you know, you just pick Lily and hit Crouch Fierce, right? Like, there's no way that this doesn't... I've never tried this before in my entire life. But there's no way that she can't just do this. Wee! Oh, that traded. Wee! You know, just pick Lily, hit Crouch Fierce. Or pick JP, hit Crouch Fierce. It's invincible. I miss when this character didn't have an anti-air. I never had to play against him. Oh, look. I win. I bet he can combo that too, can't he? Cocky jackass. Whoops, it's punch. Or it's kicks, right? No, it's punch. Yeah, combo off of it. Jerk. What a jerk having good anti-airs. I'll bet you Bison's crouch heavy punch works pretty well too. Trades. I bet you it's actually better if it trades. So I bet you if this trades, I bet you can get like, okay, see this doesn't have a lot of forward range, which is why this is like not a great option. But I'll bet you if this trades, he can get like Psycho Crusher into frickin' level 3 or something. But no, some of these characters have ridiculous. Like friggin' Luke. My goodness. Like you'd never even learn to DP. Why would I DP? Why would I ever DP? It's worse now. Season 1, this was like, why would you ever DP? And then you could do crap like this probably. You're like, let's see, I'll bet I can cancel that into heavy knuckle and then like juggle level 3 or something. %, you could level 3 that. Just have to charge it a little bit. That's tough. You can probably always fireball. Not that that's super duper practical, but I mean, it's a little silly. Oh, I was talking about this before with safe jumps. Where we were talking about that plus 41 situation. Like, if I just put him to wake up light DP. And I go like this. That punishes my... right? And I try to go for the jump light kick, I get punish countered. Whoops. And if I go into empty jump, I can block if I just empty jump. So like, it's not necessarily a punish situation, but if I try to push anything, so it's like, you'd think people would do it more than they do, I guess. Because kind of the whole point is like, oh, I'm going to do a safe jump. So, I mean, it's not like it's a punish, I guess, because if I do empty jump from here, I can block. But the thing is, if I do empty jump there, I'm -4. So, like, I think you can actually... Let's just see how silly this is. Well, no, he would have to not delay it. I would have to delay it, and I'm being stupid. So, it's one of those things where you kind of expect more people to read it hard, I guess. Or at least to do it more than literally never, which is sort of what it feels like people do. Anything anybody else wants to see? You were step kicking, so I framed defuse. Yeah. The only character that can really shut it down entirely, though, is Lily, right? Like, you just can't safe jump her, right? If she has wind, you just can't safe jump her, right? Right, if she wakes up OD Tomahawk Buster, like, you can't safe jump this character. It has to be OD, though, right? Yeah, because otherwise it's too slow. That's what I thought. Oh no, works for light. Yeah, so like, Lily's a character that's interesting in that way. Not that you ever really need to safe jump her, because she doesn't have a DP. But when she's got Windstock, you literally can't safe jump her. She just wakes up with light DP, and it beats you. Now again, you can empty jump. But that kind of eliminates the purpose of doing a safe jump, right? Like if you're going to bait reversal, you might as well do this. You know? You may as well actually just like try to meaty something, because it's not invincible, it's just air invincible. For her, so when she has wind, when she has a wind stocked, this is a 4-frame air invincible move. So I know that sounds crazy, but like, this is the best anti-air DP in the game when she has wind stock. Has the most air invincible. It's invincible the soonest, I guess. It's silly, but it's the truth. It's a little odd. But again, you never really need to safe jump her. Because again, even like her level 1, right? It's not as... Like that is 10-frame startup. So Marisa can't, okay. But a lot of characters, now that it only has 10-frame startup, a lot of characters can still like crouch jab that or something. Marisa can't. So like, you know, Marisa has to actually just like guess about the level 1. But you know. Safe jumps are really good. It's interesting. This game is very safe jump heavy. Street Fighter V was not very safe jump heavy. In fact, I can't really think of a character where I'm like, oh yes, that was like a safe jump that you saw in tournament all the time. Like maybe there was like some stuff that was manually timed, but that was not a very safe jump heavy game. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a series on like how to learn a new character And I'm just going to like pick up a character that I've never tried to play before and just figure out how I can learn them. You know, like what are the steps that it takes to learn a new character. I think that might be interesting. In SF5, yeah, 5 frames. It's kind of... I would not be surprised if at some point we see that in this game. So yeah, on SF5, recover in place happened 5 frames sooner than recover backwards. So it wasn't just a spacing difference. In this game, it's all just about the spacing. The timing's identical. Which I think is fair because otherwise stuff like this would just suck, you know? A lot of meaties in this game are based on drive rush and auto time and whatever. So the general rule for that is it depends how fast the DP is, but you want to be at least plus 21. So I think let's see. Wake up reversal, I want him to do ODDP. So plus 21 is generally what we're looking for. Rising uppercut. So forward throw on plus 23. Drive rush I can block in time. Right? Command grab on plus 18. I drive rush, cannot block in time. Superman punch into forward dash, I'm plus 20. I cannot block in time. Right? So generally plus 21 is what we're going for. Let me think. Yeah, not gonna be close enough. But it all depends on the speed of the reversal. Yes, but plus 23 is going to work no matter the reversal. So let me show the fastest invincible reversal in the game is this. Luke Wake Up level 2 is 5 frame startup, invincible the whole time. That's the fastest invincible reversal in the game. Plus 23 will let me block that. Where I'm trying to think of some of my favorite setups here, and now all of a sudden it is escaping me. I think into back medium punch, I think if I do medium DP here with Marisa, medium phalanx, medium Superman, this should be plus 20. Okay. So here doing forward dash is going to leave me plus 22. I didn't do forward dash. And I will not be able to block. Okay, that I can. Plus 22 maybe. I was thinking about doing another one because that video I kind of made some mistakes. I kind of made some mistakes on that. For one, I forgot that this comboed. So like in that video, there's times where I do the wrong thing because I forgot that this comboed. I don't know why. Like I knew it did, but it's just like when I was making the video, I totally forgot that comboed. And also like there's been quite a few DLC characters have released since then, so I thought about doing another one. How to punish every super part 2, how to punish every I don't know what I would call it, but there's people that are like, even in the comments, at the start of the video, I was like, hey, this is the default. If you don't see a super, it's because this is your starter, right? And there's still people that are like, you didn't show, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's because you do the stand heavy punch combo that I showed at the beginning of the video. I don't think really any of the supers have changed, question mark. I think pretty much it's the same routes, except for DJ level 1. DJ level 1 is different. DJ level 1 is different indeed. Players. I'm gonna find myself. Sorry, I'm in the stupid player search whatever, which is really silly. Yeah, maybe something like that. Probably easiest just to get to my stuff from here, huh? I guess it wouldn't have been. So I was not in a good. Okay, let me. So here I went to. I played this Ryu. This was, last week. I played this Ryu because I met him in ranked, and there he was. I met him in ranked, and it did not go well for me. And I was very salty because I did not think he was a very good player. So I was very upset because I lost this guy. And at this point, you have to understand, I started the date 15-10, and it had been like either a week or two since I had played it all, and I was just sort of spamming stuff. So, I mean, that should have been OD Demo, really. But it's like I've just run this guy over, and then I get hit by ODDP, which again, I could not block. So here's something I tried to do here, just because I keep forgetting this doesn't work on Ryu. This work on Dulcimer assembling for neutral approaches, raise and close on him. I pretty much just spam Quadriga until it hits. That's how I that's how I fight Dulcimer. I hate this so much. I mean, look at this, right? Medium punch. He's holding up. Oh, whoops. Now he's plus 20. Take the throw. Good response. That was bad. Do it again. But then I'm just salty, so I did level 2 like an idiot. But I'm like, how did I lose this? He hit me with 1 DP. Like, I was just ready to perfect KO this guy, and then I got DP'd and I lost. Okay. Guy freaking whiff punishes with ODDP. Like, what the heck? That wasn't even a whiff punish, I just wasn't blocking. I check it, good. He just, his crouch medium kick. DP, I'm drive rushing at him and he does DP. I really felt like I parried that. How late was I? Eight, 9, 10. Hello. I was 10 frames late. Holy cow. What slow, terrible reactions. Okay, punish counter. Now what should I do here? Just bait level 3. Of course he's going to wake up with it. Nope. He reacts to my Gladius with level 2, which that was actually pretty cool. I will say that. This dude was actually pretty... That was actually pretty cool. But I was not very happy about this. So we get the instant rematch, of course. And... No, I think we just shouldn't mash Sand Medium Punch. That's what I think. That's my thought. I mean, if you hit Crouch Medium Punch once, or just hit Stand Medium Punch once until you're sure they're not jumping. Yeah, Stand Light Punch is good too, probably. Like, I'm just playing salty, and he can tell I'm playing salty. He keeps going for that crap, which, like, by the way, there's this gigantic gap here. Okay, like, this is a gigantic... Like, I can mash medium punch. I can mash heavy punch. I can do towards heavy kick. Like, this is not... I mean, from stand light kick, that is just such a bad option. And, like, if I just mash stand medium punch, which isn't a bad thing to do after pushing this, like, I don't know. This is, like, such a bad sequence because it's got this gigantic gap. And I'm still plus here, huh? See, I don't know about friggin' medium Hasho. So I really should do that, huh? Or just mash stand jab, I guess. I don't know. I guess I could change the stream title because I'm no longer analyzing TNS. I'm looking at myself. This is not high-level TNS gameplay. Here I don't go for the spacing trap because I'm convinced that he's going to jump out. If I would have just hit heavy kick, it would have worked. This guy friggin' ODDPs after blocking and jumping like an absolute, you know, goon. That's the word I'll use, goon. DP's there. This is ridiculous. This is like, this is kind of an insane thing to do. Again, it's not invincible. And now he's just spamming ODDP. I'm getting more and more upset at, you know, at the moment. You heard nothing. Like a ridiculous human being. That's what I was going to say. Like a ridiculous human being. Like a really aggressive player. Should have done OD. I knew I should have. This is just... This dude's just a wingnut. You know, like, the dude's just... And then I get... I don't know. So, then I spam invite to custom room against this guy. And, so... I didn't mean to watch replay. I didn't mean to. I lied. No. You lying fingers telling lies. I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay, so then I go 0-2 against this guy, and I'm not really happy about it. So I spam invite to custom room, and then we play a bunch of them. So he wins the best of 3, you know, and then he wins the so. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. He wins the... So, okay, let's see. I'm up 1-0. Then he comes back and he's up 2-1. So he wins the first to 2. Then we're tied 2-2. Then he wins the first to 3. Then we're tied 3-3. Then he goes up 4-3. Then he's up 5-3. He wins the first to 5. And I'm like, how is this guy still beating me? And then, okay, now it's 5-4. Now it's 5-5. Now it's 6-5. Now it's 7-5. Now it's 8-5. Now it's 9-5. Oh, now it's 9-6. Now it's 9-7. Now it's 10-5. Now it's 10-7, 11-7, 12-7, 13-7, 14-7, 15, or 14-8, 15-9, 15-10. You know, so I think we played like 25 games until it was 15-10. And I just basically was playing until I proved to myself that I was better than this guy at Street Fighter, which was a little silly because I don't even think like, yeah, well, and we can even look at some of the, let's go to the first 2 that are ranked and we can remove these. So this is sort of, yes, this is basically what he's talking about, right? Is what happens here is I finally just start treating him like he's always going to DP and reversal constantly. Ego fighter, yes. What it was is I had a spot where I was like, okay. I had a spot where I just stopped being emotionally attached to it. And I think that's really what happened. I stopped doing stuff like that. I started just letting him DP. So he almost perfects me round 1. And I'm like, okay, this is not going well. And I just go, okay, let's just bait DP. I perfect parry because I don't have anti-airs. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I guess he was trying to OD DP, and he just stinks, so he didn't. This irritated me because, like, I literally just did the command grab late because this should work. But I filed that away because I was like, okay, he thinks he can mash out of that, and he can't. So that was frustrating because that was supposed to be Gladius, not Stand Heavy Punch. And I get an anti-air, but at this point I'm just like screaming, like I'm just feeling so irritated. Generally, I just go into medium punch. Like, if they're high above your head, you're usually plus enough for a medium. Maybe a heavy, but Marisa's got some kind of slow heavies. I mean, I guess her back heavy's okay. I'm like, I'm just going to burn him out. I'm just going to push him in the corner. And I think I probably drive rush here. No, I didn't. Okay, so this is what I was saying. That would be sick. So I think that, didn't they do like there was one turn back in SF5 where they did like eye tracker, and you could like, that was like a thing that people were doing, and you could like see where they were looking when they were playing, and that was pretty cool. So here I know he mashed on this the last time I did command grab, so I'm like, he thinks he can just mash on this, so I'm just gonna command grab him, and ooh, lo and behold, it doesn't work. Looking back on it now, I'm pretty sure he's going to wake up reversal here, just because we played 25 games. Oh no, he woke up jab, and I did DI. I was like, I don't care. Super me. I don't care. I will wake up jab. So, you know, then again, he won like the next 2 or 3. He won the next 2, then... And I think like we can jump ahead in the set, and you go, okay, not much really changed, I guess. But then we can, like, I'll look at like the first 3 that I won in a row. I will say that, though, I sort of stopped, I just stopped playing neutral the way he wanted to. Go for the reset on hit. I love it. There. So this is the stuff I started doing. I was like, this guy's an idiot, so I'm just going to dash up at him. And he's going to DP me. And then I'm going to do stand jab as the disrespect, I guess. I don't know. I think I just knew anything would kill, so I just mashed a button because I didn't want to accidentally drop something. Jump the fireball. That was supposed to be DP. Hate the input reader in this game. I'm assuming that was supposed to be wake up drive reversal and not wake up DI. Throw loops, baby. Don't you love them? I should have known he was going to DP there. But whatever. I don't think I could have killed him if I would have blocked it anyway. Luckiest forward jump of your life. He does a level 2. Like, every time there's a patch, trust me, it will be obvious when they're actually gone. It'll be obvious when they're actually gone. Okay, so the only difference between some of these games where I was winning versus losing, honestly, I think, for a lot of these, like, here's one that he won, was his dumb stuff just worked. You know, like, I didn't check things with gaps or whatever. Or I just got myself in the corner. Okay, here we go. I knew it! How did I lose this? Oh, I must drop the combo? Yup. How did I get forward dash there? What happened to my glad? What? What did I do? Why did I dash? So, I made a video a while back, like first year of the game, I think, where I talked about what I thought about throw loops. And I think metered throw loops are generally okay. But to me, it's just not like... Yeah, of course, I should have known he was going to level 1 there. I think I was like, I'm okay if you level 1 there. That was a freaking nut job. Like, he just kept doing disrespectful stuff like this. And I was just like, oh, I'm plus. I'm going to push. You know? And there I quadriga and he DIs because, of course, he does. It's like the easiest thing to react to in the world. But this dude just, like, was the type of player that, like, loves to take big gambles. And I'm not sure if it's, you know, Twitch streamers or whatever, and he's, like, you know, trying to just get clips. I don't know. My goodness. That reminds me of a, this is crazy. So this is a really random thing. I remember, is like when Tekken 8 came out, I think, and I saw a clip of Eris playing it. And he's like, I'm going to get this guy because he's going to think that I'm streaming and I want to entertain my stream. So he's playing King. He's like, he thinks that I'm going to go for Rolling Death Cradle. So he's going to be mashing, you know, to get out of that because he thinks I'm going to go for it for my stream, but I'm not. And it's just funny. I just thought it was like a really funny sort of mind game. Okay, command grab. That's cool. I lose this round apparently because, yeah, of course he was going to DP there. But again, here, this is, so you're going to see, like, I can't block there. But I tried to go for OD Scudum, but that doesn't work against Ryu anyway. Okay, so this is something to know, is this doesn't work. Like, even from his Fierce, there's a pretty big gap here, I believe, into Heavy Hasho. Like, yeah, you can just mash literally anything. Back heavy punch works. Crouch medium punch. Stand medium punch. You know, like, there's a million things you could mash there to get out of this sequence. And I just didn't for whatever stupid reason. Yeah, well, nah, I'm kind of just skipping. So early on, he was throwing out a ton of low forwards, and it was clipping my Gladius. So then I just was like, I'm just not going to throw Gladius all that much in neutral anymore. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So I just kind of stopped, because he would just, like, walk up in an enormous distance into low forward. So I was like, okay, how about I just don't do that anymore? Okay. And you tell me if you can see, like, a difference when we get to, like, the 5 in a row or whatever that I won. Okay, this is like the first 3 of those. You asked, like, oh, is there anything you figured out? And it's like, well, yeah, I think I just figured out that I should let this guy be a nut job. And just, if he doesn't want to interact with me at all, we don't have to. You know, I just like, okay. That should have been back heavy punch. Just be sure that interrupt is only... anything into heavy Hasho, right? Like, heavy Hasho always has a gigantic gap. So if you can react to the heavy Hasho, he tries to DI my Gladius because he's a dope. He tries to wake up ODDP, I DI it because I'm like, he's going to do something stupid. Roger, roger. Does not compute. You're under arrest. Quoting Phantom Menace. Just rewatch all the Star Wars movies, man. Gosh, Rise of Skywalker is horrible. That's my spicy take. It's not a spicy take at all. That movie's awful. Turn out the OD quad. 30 frames. Wow. That's like fully charged like Gladius. Boom. This guy tries to mash level 1. It doesn't work. Like I said, I think I'm just like... Yeah, spice a level take whole milk, pretty much. This might be spicy. I think Rise of Skywalker is like way worse than The Last Jedi. I think The Last Jedi could have been a decent movie. I think The Last Jedi could have been a decent movie. But I think it's made worse because nothing it set up pays off in The Rise of Skywalker. Because they were like, oh, this movie was so unpopular with fans, which it was because like what they did to Luke was horrible, right? I get it. But then they don't follow through on any of the setup from The Last Jedi. Yeah, somehow Palpatine returned in Fortnite. Don't forget that. That's like one of the big ways they announced that Palpatine returned, right? Was by having like a Fortnite event. That was, yeah, love it. But like nothing they set up in The Last Jedi ends up paying off in Rise of Skywalker. So, I don't know. Yikes, get jumped in on right away, huh? You would think that, right? You would think that you'd maybe like... You would think that you would want to like write the whole story beforehand. Okay, so here I know this guy's going to mash level 1, so this is something I started doing just because I knew he was going to mash. Yeah, I mean, that really is the thing, right? Like, I mean, you could, like, the prequels have their issues, okay? The prequels have their issues. They're cheesy, the dialogue is not good, the acting maybe, you know, leaves something to be desired at times. But at least they're like, you know, they knew what they were doing, you know? Now, I will say, there is like 10 minutes of screen run of like movie runtime between Anakin going, I'm going to, you know, between turning in Palpatine to Mace Windu and then killing kids. That's like 10 minutes of movie time, which maybe feels a little, you know, not the best. It's like, oh, you were loyal 10 minutes ago and now you're killing children. Okay, that I get it. We all have bad days, I guess. I don't know. Bait the DP. Dude, level 1's me. Tries the DI. Yeah. And that was something I actually liked about Kylo Ren in like in The Force Awakens, was I was like, oh, they're showing me this guy like throws temper tantrums, he's mentally unstable, you know. But Anakin is like, okay, how is this woman falling in love with him? He's like the creepiest dude ever, you know. And then he's like homicidal on top of it, and Padme's like, oh, I love you. It's like, why? What do you love about this guy? What he's disturbing. He's like I don't know. The prequels definitely have issues. Midichlorians not being the least of them. But the main issue, I think, is just, jeez. The dialogue in those movies has some issues. Hey man, no attachments. You can't be a Jedi if you have attachments. Yeah, right? He's like, I'm sorry, you killed all the... No, that's so awful that happened to you. Yeah, that's not really... Yeah, I don't even think that's a red flag. That's just like a... should I go, like, talk to Obi-Wan about this, you know? I tried to bait the level 1 there. That's what that was. Okay, this is where I was like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna bait this. So I'm like, you're just mashing. Oh look, guess what, jerk? I didn't do it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's like a you need help. Like, you know, it's like, you know, consoling because his mom died, sure. Consoling him because he just went on a murderous rampage because his mom died? Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like the that good.
Fight with all your heart.
But, his arc is just, like, way too fast. Like, that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like, Frodo not throwing the ring into the fire. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't really get to see this, like, torment and it weighing on him and whatever, It's just like, 1 second he's like, I should be a Jedi Master. And the next he's like, murder the children. It just doesn't feel good. That is true. That is true. But Padme doesn't really strike me as that type, I guess.
Sweet dreams.
Bait the DP. I said, I just started realizing what type of the true crime watch. Yeah, but she's okay, can we just say too, she has to be nuts because isn't she like supposed to be like 14 in isn't she like 14 in Phantom Menace and she's queen of a planet? I mean, like, they elected a 14-year-old and she's not the youngest queen in Naboo history. Like, what? Like, the U.S. were like, hey, you have to be 35. And usually, and we've never elected anybody younger than, like, 45? I think Obama was the youngest president we've ever elected. And Naboo, they're like, 14? Sure. Like, imagine that. You just, like, have some kid going through puberty in charge of the country. Yeah, it's pretty. But, my goodness. The sequels are just not... Yeah, I don't know. The sequel trilogy, like, I don't really enjoy the sequel trilogy as much as the prequels. And part of that's because, like, I was a kid when the prequels came out, right? So, like, I watched them as a kid and I was like, these are great! There's some really cool stuff, but, I'm not even talking about the matches at all. That's fine. But I don't know. The sequel trilogy, though, it's like you have this, like, the most Mary Sue character that you've ever seen with Rey, and you're like, this character just also no arc, And then you're like, oh, she's just nobody. She's just like the kid of druggies, and they're like, no, she's the daughter of Palpatine's clone who he raised like a son, and you're like, what? Okay, yes, but you know what they didn't do with those real world monarchies? They didn't elect them. Okay? Christmas special, only good, yeah. Battlefront 1 and 2, yeah. OG Battlefront 1 and 2. Although the reissues aren't that bad. Yeah, it's like they want to take on racism with the droid thing, but they really don't want to take on racism because, they don't want to. I don't know. It's like, we don't serve your kind here. It's like, well, okay, what? You feel like that was sort of almost put in there just because, like, of, what the social climate was like when George Lucas was writing the thing? I don't know. I remember getting that for the Nintendo Wii, Force Unleashed. I don't know. I never got through, one second. I'm looking at my library because I don't think I bought the new, Survive Jedi. Yeah, I've got Fallen Order. I never got through it, but I haven't played Jedi Survivor yet. It's like Star Wars Dark Souls, which is pretty fun. Who doesn't like Star Wars Dark Souls, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I think this is winding down. It's been a blast. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Expect a video on Wednesday about, I'm not quite sure yet, but Yeah, that's why I haven't really finished. I mean, even Fallen Order, I haven't finished because I was like, well, it's sort of the same way I feel about any Souls-like. Like, I haven't gotten through Lies of P either. Like, I picked it up and I was like, it's good, but like, I'd rather just play Dark Souls or Elden Ring or something. You know, it's like I'd rather just play a FromSoft game if I'm gonna play a game that's like a FromSoft game. But seriously, people, a lot of fun. Look for a video on Wednesday. Maybe Marisa content, maybe not. Not 100% sure how I want to schedule stuff yet, but thank y'all. Ton of fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it too. As always, just have a good time.